Hey everyone, so I'd like to talk today about a big, huge topic, and that is fellowship. Now, fellowship is something that's very important to understand, and I think that not a lot of Christians understand what real fellowship is. And unless we understand what true fellowship is, it's going to be very hard for us to grow individually and to grow as a church. In Acts 2:42, it reads, "And they continued steadfastly in the apostles' doctrine and fellowship, in the breaking of bread and in prayers." You see, fellowship isn't just hanging out. It's not just having little outings, and it's not just, even just going to church. Fellowship is something that's more. And so we're going to go and look through a little passage in 1 John, and we're going to understand what real fellowship is. All right, 1 John chapter 1, verse 3, and it says, "That which we have seen and heard we declare to you, that you also may have fellowship with us. And truly, our fellowship is with the Father and with His Son, Jesus Christ. And these things we write to you, that your joy may be full." Now, the word fellowship here in the Greek, it means a partnership, and it gives a sense of oneness. And if fellowship means partnership, then we have to ask ourselves, do we think of God as our partner? Are we working together with Him? Because Jesus, He always talked to God the Father, and He was always in constant communication with Him, trying to please God and to do His will. And so for us, do we have a close enough relationship? Can we call God our partner? Can we call ourselves one with God and what He wants? And another thing that we can ask ourselves is, when we go to church, when we look at other Christians, do we look at them as partners? Do we look at them as working together towards a goal? Are we a team? I think oftentimes we can go to church and we can see all these Christians and we can get critical of them. Oh, I don't like the way that they're doing worship. Oh, I don't like the way he taught. Oh, this guy's better. Or, oh, I like this church better because they have more activities, or they have coffee, or they have all these different things. But that's not what fellowship is. And I think that we fool ourselves into thinking that fellowship is hanging out and having a good time and talking about these superficial things. True fellowship is oneness. It's understanding each other. It's meeting each other's needs, and these needs aren't just physical either. They're physical, they're emotional, they're spiritual. These are all things that that we're called to do. We're partners, we're a family. And when we lose that mindset, pretty soon we start becoming critical and we start critiquing each other. And that's not what the church is about. That's all about division, and that's not what God calls us to do. If we fail to understand what real fellowship is, then the church is doomed, because according to Acts 2:42, it is one of the pillars, and it was one of the things that allowed the church to thrive. Something that we have to consider if we're Christians is that if we are partners, it means that we serve each other. And a quote that I absolutely love that one of my teachers taught me, he says that whenever you make life easier for someone else at your own expense, it's then that you are a servant. I think living in America today, people feel entitled to something, and people feel like everybody owes them. And that's not what being a Christian's about. Being a Christian's about serving, and being a Christian's about putting yourself underneath each other. And unless we understand that, we will, at best, our Christian walk will be crippled. So we need to learn to be servants. We need to learn to look at each other and say, hey, you know what? You're my partner, you're my brother, you're my sister in Christ. And yes, we have differences, but we are called to love each other and to look past those things. So I just want to give you guys an encouragement, and we're going to continue going through 1 John. I think he has a lot to tell us. And so I hope you guys have a good week, and God bless.